Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So I'm reading today for Capricorn energy. If you can notice the quality difference in the camera, it's because I'm using a different phone to record. So yes, we'll see how that goes. So Cappies, how are you doing? I've got my coffee, ready for coffee chat with Capricorns. Okay, I've got a lot of intuitive messages for you. I'm just going to go through them. We'll see what resonates. We'll see what doesn't. So the first thing I saw for you was like very colourful glitter, like sequins. So it's almost like it was like a sequin fabric, and it was kind of like bluey, kind of pinky, purpley. It was like a almost like a rainbowy pattern sequin. So I don't know what that is. Take it or leave it. It was kind of 80s looking. The card that out of this deck that says all that glitters keeps coming out for you. All that glitters is not gold. So understanding and recognizing the true value in things could be something particular for you. It came out with deep knowing. So really knowing the worth of things, really understanding value, and beyond material. You are a very material sign. You do like shiny things. You like those kind of like displays of wealth. But I mean, depending on your full birth chart, but Capricorn energy itself tends to be quite a material sign. It's like, I was talking about this in Scorpio's reading. It's an energy of, worked really hard for this. I'm proud of it. I'm proud that this thing symbolizes the effort that I put into gaining it, and I want people to know how hard I work for it. And there's nothing wrong with that, Caps. Things are just things, and worth sometimes comes in the value of people, or the value of time, or the value of experience. So there's a lot of different things that we can place value upon. It's not necessarily the physical, the material. Which, speaking of which, I channeled a song for you. It came through with a card that came out from this deck, which was kind of like it's like a love letter card, and it gave me Elvis Presley, love letter straight from your heart. So love letter straight from your heart, Elvis Presley. I'm a bad singer, I'm sorry. All the songs that come through will be in the description box below, but it came through with this feeling of when I googled it, it came up with this YouTube channel, and the top comment was like, listen to it with your eyes closed. And I did. I listened to it and kind of like really listened to his voice, and the tone of his voice and things like this. And obviously Elvis Presley, very beautiful singer, but it came through this feeling of like watching him on stage, and feeling like, that song by Fuji's, Killing Me Softly with his song, strumming my pain with his fingers. It gave me this feeling of like being in a public place, like being in a crowded room, like a bar or a lounge, and watching somebody do a performance on a stage, but it really touching something in you. I don't know if it's like reflecting something that happened in your life, or again, this could be something metaphorical or something that physically actually happened to you, but it's like sitting there in a public place and being so touched by something in, I don't know, the words, the tone, the melody, the music itself, that hitting something inside of you, right? Like really resonating emotionally and bringing tears to your eyes, like really feeling it, and almost feeling like it's kind of giving me another song as well, that Lana Del Rey song Groupie Love, where she's talking about being part of the crowd and seeing somebody and knowing that it was all for her. So it's like feeling like you're the only person in the room, feeling like what is being said publicly in some sort of performance is just for you, was the way it was coming through. So yeah. I don't know if that's something that you've experienced. Maybe you went out to a bar, maybe a lounge, there was a singer, or a stage play, or even just something you were watching on the screen, right? Something like a public performance, but you feeling like almost like really emotional about it. So it could be like you actually cried in a public place, and having a sense of like being a little bit embarrassed, like having the spotlight almost on you. It's almost like the spotlight is on the performer, but also specifically on you, like you're part of the performers, because your reaction, it's like reception theory. I don't know if anybody's heard of reception theory. It's like, what effect does the art have on the viewer? So it's like you as the viewer, you're also part of the performance. Right, I'm going to move on from that. this thing about all that glitters, it kind of came through that, you know, that song, Good as Gold, Stupid as Mud by Beautiful South. All that glitters, good as gold. But then it came through with like, it's as good as gold. So it's like, it'll do the job, you know, like it might not be gold, but it's just as effective. It may not be, it may not have monetary value, but it does the job. So that feels much more like the practical side of Capricorn. Like, so again, going back to the materialistic side of you, it can also come through in terms of like, understanding the true value. So it's like, well, why would I pay for that thing with a designer label on it when this is just as good quality? Like, I can get the same thing for a lot cheaper. And that's coming through with the more kind of money saving side of Capricorn, the more efficient side of Caps, where it's like understanding quality and price are two different things. What good is gold? What good is gold? Like, what can I do with gold? I can wear it, things can look shiny, but what are the practical applications of it? I think it's used in like media, technology and things like that. So if you're looking to invest money, perhaps you were looking to invest money in gold, but it could be that there's something better to invest money in. So look at different things that you can invest in. Indiana Jones came through. This is coming through quite strangely. So I was pulling cards and I had like a crocodile and the bridge card, and it gave me that scene in Indiana Jones where they're on the rope bridge and they look down and there's like crocodiles in the water. Is that a literal thing, or did I imagine it? But it was coming through this energy of somebody who's waiting for you to fall, like somebody who's waiting for you to slip up. So it feels like you've got a bit of a hater, somebody who might be a little bit jealous. But it's like, it came through as like, yeah, like somebody who's waiting for you to make a wrong move, you know, put your foot in the wrong place. I didn't like it. And I heard precarious position. So I don't know if you feel like you're in a precarious position. But there was this energy of like actually crossing the bridge was where the danger lay. So I don't know if there's something where you're moving from one situation to another, or it's like the actual travel is where the danger lies, or the movement is where the danger lies, which is really interesting because Sagittarius was coming through with this energy of wanting to move, right? So you could be like the counterbalance of that. I don't know if somebody's on Sagittarius Capricorn cusp, because Caps, I've got the devil card here because it's your card in the tarot. I'm sorry, I know you're not all devils. You've got a wicked side, but it doesn't make you a devil. And then the Wheel of Fortune and the World really wanted to come out as well, because sometimes they do give me Capricorn energy. And it was coming through with this message of understanding karma, right? Understanding the lessons that you need to learn in life. And then when you complete that, when you finish that cycle, then it brings in a lot of opportunity and fresh movement and a new way of looking at things, is the way that those cards were talking to me today. But again, it could be that you have a Sagittarius that you're dealing with. I get that a lot between Sag and Caps, but you could have Sagittarius placement, something like that. Right, okay, sorry. So precarious position, waiting for you to fall. And as I got the message, as I heard waiting for you to fall, all the cards fell on the floor. It was like they just went out my hand. So it was like a huge confirmation. I also getting like Five of Swords energy of like somebody who wants to win at all costs. So just be really wary of that. I want to say, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, or you've got Sagittarius placements, or you're on the cusp, go and watch their reading, because they did have this thing about the other person being a bit more patient, a bit more long-term, perhaps because they're more aware of the dangers of like putting a foot wrong, where Sagittarius is kind of like, you know, they're like, if I put a foot wrong, I'll learn from it. If I put a foot wrong and I start to fall, I'll just swing on a vine and kind of end up on the other side. Like Sagittarius are ruled by Jupiter, which is a sign about luck. But we all have different ways of operating. So I don't know if there's something in that for you. The song Trouble came through by Shampoo. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. This actually came out to clarify a Queen of Cups and a Queen of Pentacles card. So I don't know if you're dealing with a Cancerian, because you're the Queen of Pentacles, right? Capricorn energy. So I don't know if you're doing something with a Cancerian, you've got yourselves into trouble. Somebody could have dyslexia, because as I was making my notes, especially the notes around the crocodile and the bridge, I was writing everything out of order. So my dad's dyslexic, so I'm familiar how people with dyslexia can sometimes get the order of the letters wrong. And I'd been writing fine, and I got up to that bit and all my letters were coming out in the wrong order, and it really was strongly giving me the message that someone may have dyslexia. Okay, so what else? Helicopters could be significant. Maybe somebody's a helicopter parent. And then, yeah, karma. So this idea of like Capricorns, you're ruled by Saturn. The purpose of a Capricorn, the lessons of a Capricorn. Excuse me a second. My daughter's just come into the bedroom. She's playing Sims in the background, and she didn't want to run across the bed and make a load of squeaky noises. Do you want to say hi?
Yeah, hello. Capricorn, right?
Yeah.
Well, good morning, Kathy. Well, good day whenever you're watching this.
So, yeah, so Capricorns, you are a sign of karma. You are a sign of not only learning your own lessons in terms of your own shadow and breaking those ancestral chains that bind you, but you have to deal with the karma of others. So I had this energy of like, just when you get back on your feet, right? Just when you learn a lesson, just when you close out a cycle, just when you kind of get back into your own confident energy, something happens with somebody around you that you then have to deal with, was kind of the energy of that. So just when you start to get yourself together, other people act up. You okay there? Making enough noise?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to plug that up. I was like, the listens all low.
Okay. So you told you Sagittarians are causing trouble for you, Caps. I can tell.
I'm sorry.
Best of intentions, right?
Yeah.
No ill intentions, just clumsy. Right, let's put away the cards and let's see what else we get for you, Cappies. Oh, I had something else as well. I had the bearer of bad news, but smiling. So this was coming through as your energy. It's like you're telling somebody, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but with a smile on your face. And it's not coming through as like passive aggressive or anything like that. Like, you know, you're giving someone bad news, but you're really happy about it. It was coming through as like, you're calling it bad news, but it's actually good news. Do you know, like a blessing in disguise or something like that? So you're about to, it feels like you're about to tell somebody something that's going to make them really happy, but you're acting like it's bad news. So what would that be? It'd be like, oh, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you're going to have to pack your bags because you're getting promoted and you're going to have to move to this really cool place. You know, something like that. It's like, oh, like, sorry to tell you this, but this great thing's happening to you. So it's coming through like that. I don't know. It's definitely coming through like, it's not really bad news, you know. Sorry to tell you, you can't work on that project anymore. You're actually going to be working on this awesome project. So again, it could be like something that's happening to you, like somebody's telling you this. Okay, so I'm actually just going to take a second to channel. Hold on. All right, Caps. I was just taking a second to kind of get back into the energy and to light adjust it because I didn't remember to do it. And a song came through for you, and it was immediate and it was strong. And it was, you can't hurry, love. No, you've just got to wait. She said, love don't come easy. It's a game of give and take. She's sneezing in the background. Okay, Caps, Caps, Caps. What's going on for Capricorn, please? Ooh. I feel like you've got something up your sleeve. Angel of Balance. Man holding a heart. Let's talk about having something up your sleeve. Truth be told. The Thinker. It's funny, I was just channeling You Can't Hurry, Love. Alright, you've got Man holding a heart and Truth be told. That's like somebody opening up. And I'm asking about your energy. So do flip it and reverse it. So this would indicate that on this side of the table I'm reading for a male Capricorn, because the man holding a heart is normally indicating a man, and it's coming through with your energy. So do feel free to flip it and reverse it. You may find that you're on this side of the table and this is like a cross watcher who has a crush on you, Capricorn. But yeah, a man holding a heart. So this is showing as you having feelings, romantic feelings, and wanting to tell the truth about that, wanting to take the mask off, wanting to open your heart, wanting to express what you're feeling. Of course, this could be somebody who wants to express their feelings to you and you having an awareness of it. But with Angel of Balance, it's like you can't hurry love. There's a time and a place. I don't know if there's a Cappy and a Sagittarius, because Sagittarius was coming through really impatient, and then the energy that they were dealing with was like, let's be patient. And then Thinker. Seeing lots of fours as well. I have Thinker. Having a good think about it though. When is it right to express my truth? How do I do this in a balanced way? How do I remain open with what I feel? How do I wear my heart on my sleeve, but in a way where I'm not going to upset the balance? Okay. What's going on, please? The energy around Capricorn. The energy outside of Capricorn, the energy Capricorn's dealing with. So I don't know who this is for you. It could be a situation, it could be a person. Oh my God, there's too much. Oh my God, you've got the angel holding a heart there, I think, though. Angel of Love. Serendipity, contract, angel of love, attachment and financial constraints. So it feels a little bit like this person's hands are tied a little bit because of financial constraints, right? It's interesting, this thing about the mask, because this owl sat on a mask. These are different decks as well. This owl sat on this mask, right? Taking the mask off, truth be told. But this person's only seeing the mask. I don't know if somebody's misjudged you, right? So if you've been wearing a mask, somebody could have only seen the surface and not what was going on behind you. Feels like whatever the financial constraints are that are keeping this person attached to something, it feels like it's circumstantial. It doesn't feel like it's the main energy of the reading, because the main energy of the reading feels more like the love energy. I feel like this person sees through your mask, right? They see the love. Angel of Love. So again, this thing about perfect timing, serendipity, like a fortuitous turn of events, and contract. So this could be talking about a soul contract, a karmic contract. Could be talking about a literal contract, like a work contract. And just to say as well about love, it doesn't necessarily mean romantic love, right? I mean, this is a very Venus card. So strongly getting romance, but not for everybody. Others, it can just be like, you know, what... When I was talking about like what, you know, value, right? And value having different meanings. And sometimes it's material value, right? Money, things. Sometimes value comes into what speaks to our heart, what makes us feel valued, what makes us feel valued as a person. Are we seen for who we authentically are, and who sticks around when we show our true colours? You know, who makes us feel like we have value to the world, like we have something to contribute, like our presence means something. Could be an angel of love, like you have a literal like guardian angel, somebody, you know, somebody on the other side who loves you and wants what's best for you, and they're trying to guide you through difficult circumstances, especially if this is circumstantial for you, attachment and financial constraints, like you can't do what you want to do because you haven't got the resources or the money to do this. You know, the angel of love could be guiding you through a time that's felt very stale and stagnant. They're showing me like stale bread. And it's like things, if this angel's looking out for you, it's like things are just going to fall into place, right? The right contract will come along that's going to give you the finances to do something. The right, and again, like judgment is blind. Like the reason why she's blindfolded, kind of Libran energy coming through here and here. The reason why she's blind is because she doesn't judge based on inconsequential things, right? She just judges based on the facts and the true merit of a situation. So I feel like you could find things start to align for you. The more authentic and truthful you are, again, this is Libra energy here as well, the more authentic and truthful you are, at least with yourself, right? Even if you don't show your feelings to the world, at least if you connect with them. Again, going back to, because they're just showing me, they're putting me back into that scenario where I was like sat there it's like I sat at this like round table, it's like a booth, and watching Elvis Presley perform this song on the stage, like in this visualization, and there's just the feeling that I had where it was like, you know, really touched and really like overwhelmed emotionally, because, you know, there was something about what was being performed that was resonating with me, and then crying publicly. How can you get into a place where you're so balanced emotionally and so comfortable with who you are and what makes you feel, right? What makes you feel love and what makes you happy and what makes you, like, how can you get into a place where you're so balanced internally that you're comfortable displaying, you know, your emotional truth externally? Like, what is stopping you from crying in public? So when you get to that place where you're very sure of who you are you see your own worth and you see the value in your own emotions and feelings, then the universe can align things with you because you're resonating at that frequency. Okay, coffee time. Okay, Caps. Like owning it, being proud, like being proud of your feelings, owning your tears. You know, the ability of like performers like Elvis to be able to, what sign was he? I feel like he was a Taurus, but I'm not sure. Like Taurus, Leo, Gemini, I don't know. Doesn't feel like he was a Capricorn. I was thinking, is he a Capricorn because he's like, you know, like that. I always say the Capricorn's like, often like it depends on the Capricorn. There's two types. There's the Capricorns that are dead conservative, and then there's the Capricorns that are like Dolly Parton and they just wear all the glitter. Like they really overdress, like the two sides of a Cappy. So I was thinking like, you know, because he wears those like sequin jumpsuits, was he a Capricorn? But I don't think he was. I'm kind of curious about that now. Georgia, can you Google for me Elvis Presley star sign?
Got it.
Thank you. So, your energy, the deer. Do you feel like deer in the headlights? Again, it feels like the spotlight is on you and it's making you feel vulnerable somehow.
Yeah, he's a Capricorn.
He's a Capricorn?
Yeah.
Is he seriously?
Yeah.
Well, there you go, Cappies. Right, I'm there like, I don't think he's a Capricorn. And then I literally channel fucking Elvis Capricorn Presley in your reading. I told you, it's the jumpsuit that did it for me. They were showing me the white jumpsuit with all the sequins and I was like, that's such a Capricorn outfit. Well, that's so funny. Right, okay. The energy outside of you. Why do you feel vulnerable? So yeah, like the ability of Elvis Presley to get up there on the stage and sing from the heart is what made him so engaging, right? It's what made people love him. So don't be afraid of being authentic with your feelings. And yeah, right, what's going on over here? So this external energy. Oh my god, could be a Scorpio involved. There's the Emperor energy, starfish and sea serpent. Now that feels like, I mean, these two, look at these two are a pair, right? This is the masculine and feminine. So the feminine feeling vulnerable because the spotlight's shining on them, right? You are a feminine sign, by the way, even though you're showing it as a man here. Capricorn itself is a feminine sign. And then the elk energy. So this also feels like you. This is really strange. I don't know if this is like almost like two sides of yourself, or maybe somebody like Elvis who is inspirational to you. So we sometimes do this, I think, especially if we're trying to understand our own star sign. Sometimes we look for celebrities with that sign. So for me, let me think of somebody like Doja Cat is a Libra, right? But she's got Scorpio Venus placement. So like, I don't know, as a Libra, I'm like, look at someone like Doja Cat and it's like, do you know what? It's okay to be, you know, that woman song. It's like, it's okay to be to enjoy your femininity, to enjoy, because Libra's Venus Aphrodite. So it's like, it's okay to embody that, right? Or let me think of another Libra. I can't think of any Libras. Mine's gone blank. I don't know. But you look at people who are of your star sign and you look at them as being like somebody that you can follow, somebody that you can emulate. So yeah, this feels like with this elk and starfish, it feels like you, but you on stage, right? You, but it's like you watching yourself. Like, it's like, what is that? It's like you being the viewer and viewing yourself as the icon. You viewing yourself as the Elvis, as the performer, as the person who's being praised in some sort of way. Have you had some kind of dream like this? Have you had a dream where you've seen yourself, either like your past self or your future self? So then, like, or is it something where you've like watched yourself, like you've watched yourself giving a performance? So you are both the performer and the viewer. Or it's like a performer who's doing something where it feels like your life is on the stage. That's fascinating. So the Scorpion, though, there's a sting to this, right? The situation has to be handled carefully. And the sea serpent protects what's being birthed, what's being born. But it also talks about cycles. You've got this weird feeling in the reading of like time folding in on itself, or like seeing your past self. You know, like that song, the Nirvana cover of the David Bowie song, I met him on the stairs. And it's like he's meeting himself. So again, with this thing about like the mask coming off, I don't know if it's something to do with you as a person and you as a performer. That's fascinating. You know how I was talking about, there's two Capricorns, right? There's the Capricorns who like, they're showing me like blue jeans, like a plaid shirt, check shirt, you know, like, what's that cotton fabric? You know, like really down to earth, like natural fabrics, working the land, like that Capricorn energy, like the dad Capricorn energy. And then like the it's funny because you are a feminine sign, you're coming through as really masculine, and then the Elvis side. So I do find this with a lot of Cappies as well. You know, they've got the behind closed doors version of themselves, and then they've got the performer version of themselves. And Cappies love to perform, like the Elvis and the Dolly Partons and the Shirley Bassies. But yeah, it's fascinating because it's like got this energy of like you seeing yourself, you viewing yourself. It could even be like parallel lives. But this thing about like the mask coming off. Are you attached? Right. Do you have a feeling like you've been playing a role on a stage? Like your life, the way you've been living your life is like an actor on a stage. It's a performer. You've been given a part to play and you've been playing into it because it's what people expect from you. Does this resonate with you on a heart level? Or does this feel like the part of you that's playing the game of life, the part of you that's being what people expect you to be because that's what brings you success? And is the public performance version of you the same as the closed doors version of you? Thinking about like Roman life as well, and like how Roman life was, even like the home life of like, I'm talking about like classic Romans, you know, it was a very public life. You know, people would come into the home and see like the inside of the home was also very public. So you can think about like Twitch streamers. This came up in the news this week about Twitch streamers and like, you know, being able to see, like I'm doing this in my bedroom, right? This is inside my bedroom. So you're seeing the inside of my bedroom publicly. So this idea of like public and private, what's seen and what isn't seen, and is it authentic? Okay. It's really fascinating to me. Okay, what's going on here? So tell me more about this energy. Bad health. Do you have bad health? Maybe you're just a bit poorly at the moment. I don't know. Is it your mental health? Maybe you just need to go for a checkup, maybe a heart checkup. I get heart stuff a lot for you, Caps. Heart health. Maybe there's something that's making you feel very vulnerable. It's like this feeling of being seen. Like the vulnerable part of yourself being witnessed. Why is it bad health? I mean, I hope you're okay. Go and get a checkup. If you need a checkup, go and get a checkup. And if you've got any niggling health concerns, go and get them checked up. Really noticing the open window as well. Look here, because like this thing about the open window, like get some fresh air. Get, you know, are you in a smoggy environment, a healthy environment? What's the air quality like? Even this, right, with the open cupboard, right, it's this idea of the, like, the open door. Maybe there's something about like an open door policy. What's going on over here? Ooh. Mature woman. She's got all the windows closed. Mature woman. So this person could be a mother figure for you, an older woman, or just a woman who's very mature. Like Empress energy, I guess. You know, and then this boost of energy, this power up. This is like in the Lenormand deck, the Sun card is like a battery pack. So in the tarot, the Sun card represents clarity, freedom, a light being shone on a situation. But in the Lenormand, it's like a power up, right? A boost of battery. So this could be an older woman who's got a lot of energy. Could be connected to this half of the reading for some reason. You're very... What's strange to me, again, this could be about your own inner yin and yang, your own masculine and feminine side, because you've got a man here with the feminine deer card, and then you've got a woman here and here with the masculine elk card. So... seems to be some mixing of the masculine and feminine on both sides. Like, it's not clear to me. Could be in some kind of relationship where you take turns taking the lead, like who's wearing the trousers kind of thing. So you could be very passive and supportive one day in that kind of Queen of Pentacles energy, where this person kind of steps up into the spotlight and takes the lead in some sort of way. Like you let them take the limelight, and then they do the same for you. Like they act as a supportive role for you, as a nurturer, as a provider of love to you, so that you can step up. You are coming through a little bit more supportive. Okay. I don't know which tarot deck to get for you. I'm feeling this though. I'm feeling the Mermaid Tarot for this side. So let's go to them first. The emotions of who Cappy's dealing with. Knight of Swords. This person is wanting to communicate an emotional truth. They're wanting to open the heart. They're wanting to, they're wanting to say what they feel. They feel quite confident doing so. They feel quite determined. They don't feel like, it's almost like, again, I'm getting Libra. Libra had this thing about the swords raised a lot. The swords are truth and clarity, communication. So yeah, this person is quite comfortable, I want to say, communicating what they feel. It's like they're capable of doing what you want to do. almost like that is their strength, right? That is the power of their emotions, the power of speaking their truth, speaking their emotions is part of what makes them powerful. Like, they recognize that their emotions are their source of power. It's almost something warrior-like about it. It's almost something about it kind of gives me that Cancerian energy as well of recognizing something about their authenticity being almost like a military strategy. It's like how do I say this? Really drawn to like the sun glimmer on the sword. It's like in speaking their truth, the devil has nowhere to hide, right? In being open and honest and not having anything to hide, like their emotions can't be used against them because they own their emotions. So the emotions are their weapon and they can't be turned against them. Like, you cannot turn that tide. That tide only goes in one direction. So I don't know if that makes any sense. It's like if there was anyone who was kind of like emotionally manipulative, you know, anyone who was kind of you know, the sort of people who are a little bit narcissistic, they play on people's emotions, they try and use their emotions against them, they look for, you know, the strings that they can pull. This person, they're so clear with their emotions, they really, you know, they speak their own emotional truth, so they own that. It can't be used against them. It's sort of like, you know, like, has anyone ever tried to like shame you for feeling something? This is the sort of person who would go like, yeah, I feel that, and I don't feel any shame about it. Like, that's my truth. And it's like, it's almost like calling somebody's bluff in a way. Like, yeah, that's how I feel. What about it? What, are you bothered about it? Because I'm not bothered about it. It's that kind of thing. The thoughts. What's going on in the thoughts of this energy? Healing something. The Four of Swords is healing after heartache. The Three of Swords is heartache, is emotional pain. And the Four of Swords is taking a time out to process it and to recover from it. So the processing, the recovering. So I do feel like it's not that this person can't be hurt. It's that this person knows how to deal with getting hurt. They know what they need. They intellectually know what they need emotionally, and they do it. They take action on it. Very good at processing the feelings. Definite air sign vibes. Could be kind of getting Aquarius as well, but yeah, it's like it only stings if I let it, is the way it's coming through. Okay, action space. Action space for this person. What's going on in their action space? Magician. Yeah, they're working with it. They're using all the tools that they're given to manifest, and they're doing it with a sense of clarity and ownership. The Magician card, it is a little bit trickster, but I don't think their intention is to trick anyone because they're coming through this emotional clarity. They understand that everything they're given is a resource. So their intellect is a resource. Their emotions are a resource. Any money that does come their way and they don't feel like they've got a lot of money, but they've got a couple of coins in that cupboard, it's a resource. Their passion is a resource. And the passion is actually shown as a guiding light for others. The passion is showing as something that attracts. So this person's using everything that they've been given, and perhaps they don't have a lot, right? They don't have a lot of resources, but what they do have, they're working with it, and they're working magic with it to really get what they want. I like this person. You, what are you doing? I don't know which deck to use. I don't know if I should go with a different deck. I'm feeling light seers. Let's get light seers out for you. Look at what's on the bottom. Queen of Swords. And I can see the Sun card peeking out there. Yeah, very Libra. Libra's in this reading. What's good? I don't know, it's this thing about, it's almost like heart surgery, like a heart operation and getting a second chance, like getting a, you've had this for a long time, Caps. I don't know if you've gone through something that's been a really long process. It's been a long time getting over something, whether it's literal like heart health, like look at all the hearts, or feeling some kind of pain and really processing it properly, like really going deep into it, leaning into that pain, doing the shadow work so that you can come back up and have that recovery, that rebirth, that second chance. So I don't know if something has been very emotionally painful for you. You do come through things like grief a lot. Some of you have had a separation, feeling torn in different directions. But then it feels almost like recognizing that, feeling like if your emotional truth is that you care about multiple things, you care about multiple people, right? Being truthful about that and not hiding it. Being like, yes, I love this person, but I also care for that person. I also want to be there for that person. So again, this could be like family and friends. And feeling like, you know, one person's pulling you one way, one person's pulling you another way. Not being able to like please everybody or feeling like you've got to choose between them. If your emotional truth is, look, I care about all of you, and that's just the fact, that's the truth of the situation. When you recognize that and you allow for that and you find that balance, that's when you can really start to, when you accept it, whatever it is that you feel, when you stop allowing yourself to be pulled in different directions and you recognize you've got space for everybody, then you can have that rebirth. I mean, whatever it is, right? Whatever the pain is, it's like being truthful about it gives you the sense of liberation and that second chance, that new cycle. Yeah, it's the choices. It's feeling pulled in different directions. Who do I choose? What do I choose? What do I want? Like, you know, if I put everybody else's needs aside, what do I want? And the people who really care for you, right? The people around you who truly love you are going to want what's best for you. And if they recognize how much pain you're in, feeling like you're pulled in different directions, then they're not going to want to keep pulling those strings, right? They're not going to want to keep pulling you apart. That's not love. Love is making space for you, right? Does that make any sense? What's going on in your thoughts? Lack of success. Do you fear like not having success in something? Do you fear taking the mask off and losing a sense of losing what you've achieved so far? Like, are you scared that if you show who you truly are, people won't love you anymore? You feel like you have, if you're going to be successful, again, I was talking about playing the game of life and being what people want you to be. Are you afraid that people won't love you anymore if you know, the crowd won't cheer you on anymore if you're authentic? There's some deception here. Again, there's this thing about having to wear the mask. To get some kind of offer or to make some kind of offer, it's this, again, this thing about what do you, I said it right at the beginning, right? What's up your sleeve? What are you hiding up your sleeve? You're hiding your heart up your sleeve. And it's funny because I'd normally associate that with the magician energy. The magician's a trickster, but they're coming through as completely authentic. And you're coming through as inauthentic. Have you been giving your heart to people that you don't really feel a heartfelt connection with? Do you feel like you've been playing the mask of the man holding the heart? Like maybe the man holding the heart is the mask. You know, the making the offer because it's what society expects you to do, where it's not really authentic, it's not coming from the heart. You know, does that make any sense? It's like playing the hero, playing the good guy, playing the Casanova. Even then perhaps you're not being authentic and perhaps you feel very vulnerable. If this isn't where you are, if this isn't your reading, then it's fine, like move on, you know. And again, you can flip it and reverse it if you feel like it's the other way around, but it feels disappointing to me because it's not disappointing me, it's disappointing because it's not in your highest good to pretend to be something that you're not, to please others. No, it's not. It's low vibrational. Because you're running around trying to please everybody else, trying to be what everybody else wants you to be, but it's not to gain some kind of success, but it's not. Maybe it's making you ill. Maybe it's like actually having a strain on your heart to try and keep this charade going. And it's frustrating to me because I feel like if you've been with me for a while, I feel like we've talked about this, right? We're like, and if you've not taken the advice and you're still choosing to deceive yourself and deceive others, whatever's your life. What do I want to do? Let's go Shaman's Dream, because this feels like the if there's a pack that's going to tell you off and talk to you about karma and all that kind of stuff, it's this one. Advice, please. Advice for whoever this is resonating with. You're not getting advice because you've not been listening, right? If this is your reading, I'm sorry to the caps who've done the work. To my caps who, you know, I love you. You know, you're my favourites. To those of you who have been doing the work and you're in a high vibrational place, and this isn't your reading, right? This is for somebody who's refusing to, because they feel vulnerable doing it, right? Because they're scared. They're refusing to be authentic. And they're remaining in that cycle of inauthenticity, right? So if you're high vibrational, it's not your reading. This is for the person who hasn't been listening. I don't know what to say to you. They're not giving you advice. My guides are mad at you. My guides aren't happy. Okay, what do we have? Inspiration. Be prepared, as you'll soon receive a visit from the Fairy of Inspiration. Come dusk or dawn, she can call at any time. The fairy of inspiration is full of ideas and will gladly share them with you. All you need to do is be receptive to her whisperings. She may plant the most fantastical ideas in your head, but remember, you always have a choice. So if an idea doesn't resonate with you, then simply let it go. It may be meant for somebody else. When an idea does resonate, however, go with the fairy flow and trust where it may lead. Sit back and enjoy the fairy ride of fun and creativity as you transform inspirational ideas into reality. Perhaps it's time to plant your own seeds, your own ideas. Take a tip from this card's helpful fairy and plant your seeds of inspiration in fertile soil. Look at his fingers. Like, that guy's been gardening. This is for my Cappies who do the gardening, right? Allowing them to grow using positivity combined with practical action. Call on this friendly fairy whenever you feel you're lacking inspiration. To connect with her, go outside and just be in nature. Or if you're unable to get out, meditate on a photo of nature in a magazine or online. Allow your senses to perceive the beauty all around and set your intention to allow the inspiration to flow. The fairy of inspiration is the sister of the fairy of manifestation, which is over here. This is a card about manifestation. So if this card appears in a spread with the manifestation card, then the magic and miracles will be close behind. The fairy of inspiration will also encourage you to inspire those around you. Okay, I don't know. Take it if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. I don't like telling you off, Cap, because I know that a lot of you have had a really hard time of it, and most of you have been able to stay high vibrational despite feeling like the world is against you, and that's a really hard thing to do. But for others of you who are still wearing that mask and still trying to play the role that people expect of you, even though it's inauthentic, it's not good for you. And if you I don't know, just pay attention to the signs, especially like the health signs. You've got the angel of balance and the angel of love. So I do feel like you've got supportive energies around you, but make sure you're listening to them. All right, take care of yourselves, and I will see you again soon. Bye, friends.